Kalispera.
Kalispera.
Good afternoon, everyone. If you wonder what I've been saying just now, I'm trying my very best to say good afternoon, everyone, in Greek. I think this is a very good segue into the earlier panel, they talk about best investments in 2025. And now we are talking about a $2 billion order book in transition assets. Before we get into our session, let me introduce Michael Kotsapas. On my right, Michael is the CFO of Union Maritime, a UK headquartered tanker and chemical company. Michael has been in shipping for 25 years, and before joining Union Maritime, he was a partner at the specialist shipping accountant Moore Stephens in London. Michael is a qualified fellow chartered accountant, and over his 10-year tenure at Union Maritime, he has played a very crucial role in capital raising to support the company's growth. Michael, we've been talking about Union Maritime for between us for a long time. How would you describe the company in one sentence?
Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Marimani, for the invitation. I'm not sure it's an easy question to answer. I think our business is complex, and describing Union in one sentence, I think would be very difficult. But I'll say a few words about our company. You mentioned we are UK-based and headquartered tanker owner and operator with a fleet of over 100 vessels operating internationally all over the world. Our strategy has also always been set around a strong commercial and operating model, and not just an investment. We haven't taken just an investment approach. I know the previous panel spoke about the best investment in shipping, but our focus has always been building strong and long-lasting partnerships with oil majors and commodity traders, and having the fleet to service their demands has always been our priority.
Now, $2 billion across our there's MR and chemical tankers. What are the considerations that led to this move?
As I said, clients has always been our priority, and in order to service their demands, you need scale. So building a sizable fleet allows us to do that. 2 years ago, we started a fleet renewal program. We're building one of the youngest tanker fleets in the market. Our average age of the fleet is now 4 years old. And this strengthens the charter appeal by being able to offer them young and modern fuel-efficient tonnage. It's been a very, very strategic shift towards our growth, and we've been able to do that by investing in our new buildings.
So rejuvenation is key, and without that, the fleet is going to operate in a much less efficient manner.
I would say, I know that that the market is divided, and there's a lot of talk in the previous panel about decarbonization, but irrespective of the time that it takes, the direction of travel is that. And having a fuel-efficient fleet, not just for consumption purposes, but also from an ever-changing emission regulation perspective, will be fundamental in the future.
Have you heard any feedback from your clients, right? From stakeholders, clients regarding these new vessels, efficient vessels? Do you see any differentiating capabilities that this new order book?
It's definitely we are on a decarbonization journey, and as you know, Amy, we are a big proponent of wind propulsion. I know there's a lot of talk about which fuels to use, but wind is the cleaner fuel, and it's something that we're very excited about, building now a fleet of over 30 vessels with wind, and we're very excited having seen the results for some of the early deliveries of our vessels, and something that is definitely gaining traction within the charterer market. It will take time, and I understand if the industry is reluctant to believe in the technology, but this is why we wanted to go in early and invest in wind and building a know-how around it, not just the technology itself, but the training, the team, the analytics, the voyage optimization with our innovation platform that allows us to be able to evidence and show to the market that the technology does work.
Thanks, Michael. We have spoken about considerations on this order book. We've spoken about market positioning with this order book. And let's focus on something the room would be very interesting on. What's your financing strategy? $2 billion is not a small amount. I mean, how do you think about, debt, equity, alternative capital? How do you ensure leverage remains prudent while this program is going on?
It's a question I get asked all the time by a lot of our financiers, but it's very simple. We would not have invested in the scale of our program if we didn't have the right equity and then split. We've always been prudent and conservative around balancing debt and equity, and it will be exactly the same for our new building program. Over the last couple of years, we've been one of the biggest sellers of older second-hand tonnage. We've sold probably in excess of 50 vessels, which allowed us to release capital and create liquidity to invest in our new building program. Together with partners on a selective number of vessels, we have now probably covered north of 80% of our equity needs for our vessels. At the same time, I would say we've been very busy on the financing front. We've built strong relationships with key European and Asian corporate banking relationships, and having now been able to secure between 70 and 75% of our debt needs for the next couple of years. We've had a very diversified financing strategy. I know there is a lot of geopolitical talk about China and Chinese leasing, but we've been able to maintain a balanced financing approach to be able to reduce exposure to regulation and geopolitical shift.
So there's only, out of the $2 billion book, there's only 30% which you may need financing for. So banks in the room, probably this is the time to talk to Michael. Michael, let's put the order book aside for a while, right? Other than new buildings, wind propulsion, and all that, right? What is Union Maritime's long-term priorities?
I would say one of our focus in the last couple of years is international corporate growth. We've historically been a UK-based and headquartered company. We have now set up offices in strategic maritime locations all around the world. Growth in Asia has been key. We have established a strong footprint in Asia with a large office in Singapore, across all areas of the business, chartering operations and finance, and also representative offices in Shanghai and in Tokyo. And we're now setting up an office in Houston as well. This will allow us the ability to service our clients internationally. I would say giving back to the community is also something that is top of our agenda. we would like, having been present in West Africa now for over 2 decades with a strong operational base in Nigeria, we've set up a charitable foundation with a view to empower young Nigerians and support Nigeria to become a seafaring nation, given the increased demand for seafaring internationally. So being able to offer young individuals the ability to have world-class training and uplift their careers and reduce unemployment. Innovation has always been part of the agenda over the last couple of years. We've set up our own in-house innovation platform, C-Labs, which monitors and assesses new technologies, both from technical feasibility, but also economic viability, and integrating with our wind plans and route optimization and voyage planning has also been something has been fundamental.
That's very heartening to hear about that, Michael. With 2 minutes to go, as CFO as Union Maritime, could you share with us here what's your greatest inspiration? And if you may indulge me, we were talking a little bit, besides being a chartered accountant, Michael is also a professional, you know, something that Michael could, if you could share one small little secret with the audience today, we'll be very happy to let us know a little bit more about you, please.
You're probably talking about my Greek dancing skills, which I promise not to showcase on stage unless I have a few drinks. But yes, professional Greek dancing has been my secret, I would say, in a different life. But no, listen, it's other than my 2 young daughters who are motivating me and keep me on my toes all the time. It's been a busy 10 years at Union Maritime. It's motivating and exciting to be amongst a dynamic, agile, and entrepreneurial organization that always strives for change, innovation, and seeing the growth from when I started the Union 10 years ago, from a fleet of 25 ships to over 100, and a team of 40 people to over 300 now, has been very inspiring. So,
thank you very much, Michael. I hope you enjoy the session today, and I hope everyone enjoys this. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.